Hi, this is another update, and I have some kind of good news to report and just some weird stuff to talk about. Basically, I got another blood test done because it was actually a little bit past due since I should have been getting a blood test. I kind of put it off, which I tend to do if I get worried about things. Like, I was a little bit worried that my blood test parameters might be like not so good, and that like I might have to slow down my HRT or something like that, and I didn't want to do that. And so instead of just like facing it, I just kind of avoided doing it for a couple of months, which is bad. Obviously, you should never do that, but that's what I did. And anyway, I went and got my blood test, and Nai said that she thought she knew another place that would be cheaper. It turned out not to be like cheaper at all, and in fact they didn't really know what they were doing, so we ended up switching. But when we went there, I speak Chinese obviously, and there were some Chinese doctors, and I presume that at least before I started speaking to them, they thought that I couldn't speak Chinese, and they were like, 她是男的女的, and another one was like, 那个女的为什么穿衣服像男的? So like they one's asking like, is that a guy or a girl, and the other one is like, why is that girl wearing man's clothes? So and I wasn't wearing makeup or anything. I mean, I was wearing the nail polish might have been part of it, but I mean, I wasn't wearing makeup, so that's really big. And yeah, so there was that, and that was obviously a very positive experience. I got my blood test, got the blood test parameters back. My hormone levels are within normal female ranges now, and all of my other like liver and kidney function, everything seems normal ranges, fine, I'm healthy. And so basically, yeah, I think it's just full speed ahead. I'll forward this over to my endocrinologist and see what he says, but I think we're ready to go, and I think we just keep going with how things are going, because I'm pretty happy with how things are. And yeah, so there's that side of things. The other thing is that in my last video I definitely kind of broke down, and it was just kind of, I put a lot of kind of like hope, and I felt like it was a big step, like having a first aid or whatever. And I didn't have like too much expectation. I guess I did have too much expectation, but like I wasn't expecting to like meet like the man of my dreams or whatever on my first date. I wanted it to be a positive experience, and it just turned out to feel like it was kind of like I was kind of cheated of that experience or something. And that really brought me down, and I was definitely very depressed for a couple of days. And then after I finished that video, actually, I got like super jealous of my girlfriend, because like I looked at her phone, and like I can see like she has all sorts of guys messaging her, like asking her to go out like all the time, and like for her it's so easy to get a date, and you know, with a guy who isn't like a total crazy creep or weirdo or something like that. And for me it's so difficult, and when I finally thought that I did have one, it was like fake. It's like a cruel joke almost. So that really brought me down, and I honestly, I was like really jealous of her, and I was just really felt extremely depressed, and yeah, that was just not a good feeling. And I did some more thinking about things, and the more that I thought about it, the more that I thought this. And I did make a couple of posts online about it. I'm not sure, people don't seem to really necessarily agree with me that much, but my take on this is that right now, there's basically no chance, or very, very small chance, that I'm going to meet a guy that I can have a long-term relationship with. And ultimately, I think, and this is the case for most girls, is that I do want to have. I'm really only interested in, or primarily I'm interested in a long-term relationship. I'm not really interested in having like a friends with benefits or like just random casual sex or whatever. It doesn't interest me at all. I do want to be intimate and stuff, but if it's completely meaningless or there's no long-term potential there, I'm not interested. The problem is that most guys that can overlook the fact that I'm not post-op right now, that I still have male genitals, are not the type of guys that I could have a long-term relationship with, because they're after something that I'm not always going to have, for one, and number two, I don't really even feel that comfortable with. You know, I might be able to make some sort of compromise or something, I don't know, but in that case, I want to be compensated somehow. And so the more I started thinking about it, the more I was like, I should just do like camming, or like go back to Canada and do like escorting until I get SRS, and then maybe I can think about like having an actual real relationship. In the meanwhile, I don't want to be celibate for like the next 2 or 3 years, and out of meaningless sex or whatever, I'm kind of indifferent as far as what guys or whatever I were to do that with, because I don't see any long-term relationship potential. And so therefore, if I were to have just kind of casual or meaningless sex, then I'm getting a way worse deal out of it than the guy is. And so I would like to be compensated for that. And so I was like, well, I might as well just, if I can, I might as well just get into sex work. And it seems like there is a demand for that, even as I am right now. If I go to a dating site and I put up a profile and I don't mention I'm trans, I get such sweet messages and really nice guys who really want to meet me and tell me what they do and blah, 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 blah. The minute that I put that I'm trans, I get, oh, so how do you like to take it? Do you like big cock? Or like just really super sexualized questions, and the conversation tone is totally different. They just see me as just like a sex object. And so, well, fine, if that's how it is, then fuck it. I might as well get paid for it. So I think I'm gonna try like camming or whatever and see where that goes. And then presuming if that is reasonably successful or whatever, then I'll consider escorting, depending on how much I can charge as a hobby, or as like a short-term career. Obviously it's not something that you can do once you start getting a little bit older. You obviously can't do that. It's and especially for me now, I'm in my late 20s already, it's a very, very limited window of time, and I would just want to do that until I get SRS. So, basically, yeah, I just sort of came to that conclusion, and I'm definitely not set on it yet. I don't know for sure what I want to do, but right now, anyway, that seems like the most rational choice for me to do. Like in my own best interest, it seems like that's what I should do, because I can't have a long-term relationship right now. I'm only going to be young and reasonably good-looking for a limited amount of time, and therefore I have an asset or a commodity, and there's a market for this asset or this commodity, and the market dictates the price. So I don't know, maybe I'm just deluding myself and I am not pretty enough, or I am not cut out for that sort of work or whatever. But, you know, I'll give it a shot and see how it is, because if I'm going to be being intimate with people before SRS, I would rather get something more out of it, something monetary out of it. So, I don't know, that's probably a very controversial view, but that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Anyway, today I got a very nice shirt, and you can see that it looks really nice, and it makes my shoulders look much more slender. Let me see here if I can. Oh, Nye, can you hold this, please? So it makes my shoulders look quite a bit more slender, and can you tilt it down just a little bit? Okay, yeah. Makes my shoulders look a little bit more slender, and like you can go like more this way or more that way or whatever, and I don't know, you guys can kind of see like that. So I don't know, it kind of looks okay. I think it's definitely not too bad, but yeah, that's where that is. And so right. Anyhow, that's this update. Blood test stuff is good. Relationship stuff or dating stuff, I really don't know. I'm almost ready to just give up and just be like, okay, whatever, ladyboys are supposed to be in sex work, I'm going to be in sex work, and just be done with it until I get SRS, and then, I don't know, hopefully things work out or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just very confused right now, and I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And in any case, that's my update. Okay. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.